Hello everyone. Bonjour, bonsoir. Hello.
Hello. Salut Vanessa, c'est Adrien.
Salut Adrien, ça va?
Ça va et toi?
Vous pouvez allumer les caméras s'il vous plaît, juste un moment pour se un peu. S'il vous plaît. Ah ok, merci. Bon, salut tout le monde. Moi, je m'imaginais que la présentation serait en français et en anglais un peu. C'est pas dans quelle langue, Vivian, vous avez préparé?
Moi j'ai préparé en anglais du coup, mais on peut faire dans les deux, enfin peu importe, je sais pas ce que vous voulez.
Super, wow. Pour moi, c'est tout bon. Je crois que je vois Théo, Imre, salut, Julia, et Kritika. Je crois qu'on peut changer en...
I think
we can switch to English.
Yeah, Kritika and Shuli are
in Taiwan.
stranger. She don't speak French.
Yeah. Okay. So
Nice to be here.
hi, hello everyone. Nice to meet you and welcome to this open Hackuarium about social resilience and collective activities with fermentation, kombucha, etc. and craftsmanship. And sorry, I'm gonna just try to put myself in the camera. Okay. And for those who don't know the place, we are at Hackuarium, and this is the biohacker space in Lausanne, Switzerland, and is a place for democratize science and give access to scientific tools, gear, and open source hardware, and hacking and mating with living organisms. And it's a biohacker space, an association. We are all volunteering, and it was founded in 2014, and this is gonna be our 7th year, I think, if I'm not mistaken, in August. And so tonight we have Adrien and Vivian from Paris. They have a project called Threads. There are many other people in the association, but they are the main the founders and the people that are today with us presenting their project, which I think is super interesting, about not only fabrication but also making connecting different communities and circular economy. What you're hearing is my spirulina culture and algae culture behind me. Sometimes they need some attention. And after your presentation, which I think is gonna be about around 15 minutes plus some 5-10 minutes of questions, and then Maya from Zurich is gonna jump in with her project about collective kitchen and fermentation and so on. And she's I cannot see her today yet, but I'm confident that she's gonna connect after a few minutes. She was a little bit busy today, and I don't know, I mean, maybe you want to briefly say hi to us, and where are you watching us from? Maybe Vivian, you can start. Sorry.
Just I say
Just to
why
see. Yeah, well, maybe we can make a little round with among all of us.
Yeah, but I think all the people here I know, but I don't know if on FB there are other people I don't know. But I don't know. Okay.
We have 6 people are watching from Facebook Live as well. So I don't know who they are. So maybe it would be nice to say hi to them.
Yep. So me, I'm Vivian. I'm a member of Trade. I work on a makerspace at École des Ponts. So I work on Fab Lab, makers, things like that, and I think it's enough for the moment.
Okay, thank you. Adrien, maybe you can continue.
Yeah, hi everyone. Hi Theo. Nice of you to meet. Yep, so I'm Adrien. I'm the founder of Threads, and I would say I'm a designer, and I'm doing a PhD at the moment in Copenhagen about that's in a EU project that's called Fungal Architectures, looking into making a computer with a fungus at the architectural scale. And I'm currently treating a kombucha pellicle, so don't mind me.
Oh, wow. That's cool. Thank you. And who is, may I ask, who is with you?
Hi everyone, I'm Nadja. I'm Fred's vice president currently. And in my daily life, I'm also an architect doing a PhD in computational design at the TU Darmstadt.
Okay. What are you vice president of? Sorry, I didn't know.
Of Threads.
Of France.
I'm Threads, like the same organization as Vivian and Adrien.
Okay, sorry. And I thought you were joking. Thank you very much. I see. Ewan is saying hi. Hi, Ewan from Facebook Live. So Theo, maybe you can say hi and present yourself. Where are you calling from?
Well, good evening. I'm Theo, currently living in Montreal, Quebec, so Canada. So I've been working with Vivian, Nadia, and Adrien for almost 2 years now, I think, on the kombucha applied research project. So it feels like a family reunion today.
Okay, thank you. And wow, from Canada. What time is it now?
It's 1:30 p.m.
Wow, okay.
Just having my tea and dessert.
Great. Hi, Maya. How are you?
Good. Hello, everybody. A bit of scream in the background. It's Manisha Ruixi. Men
So no worries. We're making a little round of saying hi. Where are you calling us from? And that's it.
Yes, I'm calling from Rome, Zurich, Switzerland. Like currently in lockdown as everywhere. So really excited to be part of this and to meet the entire community and network. And looking forward to everything. Thanks so much. Hey, thanks so much, Vanessa. Hi, Rachel and Vivian and Adriano. And
it's a pleasure. Hi, Rachel. Thank you, Maya.
That's great. You have Tatiana to keep you company in the lab. Excellent. And is that right? I can just see the bottom of your nose right now, but I think it's
there. Seems like he has some issue with...
The thing is that, I mean, this is a very DIY. You cannot see it, but we are streaming live to Facebook, and the setup is pretty DIY. So we have to calculate a triangulation between angles, between cameras, and...
sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. So where are you calling us from? Rachel, are you at home?
Yeah, I'm at home. Yeah. Stayed home. I'm still a bit paranoid. I wish we could get some more vaccinations going in Switzerland.
You can see.
Oh yeah, hi everyone. I already see not the first time some of you. And yeah.
Tatiana.
Tatiana.
Okay, I think we're more or less all of us done. Hi to the shy ones, and Eileen Hun say hi everyone from Facebook Live. Doing my PhD in fabrication techniques for bacterial cellulose at the moment. Hi, and maybe we can start already. And yeah, I mean the stage is yours, Vivian. If you want to share the screen, feel free to do it.
Hello. Okay, you see my screen?
Yes, very beautiful.
So yeah, I'll present a thread, and Adrien, if you think I say something wrong, you can add comments, no problem. Yeah. So the idea of thread is like a mix between Media Lab and the social resilience question. So our idea is to build an NGO on social design and try to find a way to share knowledge about biomaterial, but not only on that. It's more about our epoch and the moment actually where we live. It's so the Earth is really destroyed, and yeah, this is fine, but in fact now is not fine. And how we can build maybe other tools and maybe build design together for maybe find a new way to produce something together. So yeah, it's Anthropocene, and the Anthropocene is a really complicated moment. It's a crisis, and just all the time in crisis, and we are in a really particular moment because with this crisis we see actually how we destroy all the life in the earth, and how our way to use techniques and knowledge is really a problematic, because we are only these little things here, but in fact we are not really important in the if we take like a big angle. So our idea is to go toward on a post anthropocentric and collaborative design, and try to work and push some question about open source and living. So actually there are a lot of development in human genome sequencing or biotech, and yeah, actually these type of techniques are really accessible, and more and more accessible because the price really fall down. And so it's in the same time it's really interesting, but in the same time it's really problematic because all these techniques is on living are not really open, and this is really big problem, because if you see the life like Anthropocene like a common problem, there are bigger problem with the privatization of solution. It's how we can produce something together for all people, and how we can use this solution for everybody, not just for company who only private the problem and make with this money. but we can discuss a long time about that. So yeah, we have a big problem about land resources, and we need to find a really sustainable way to change our way of product. And we need to change how we think as a question of the tool, the user, and the technology. And we need to use the actual tools for that, but think maybe more about epistemic way and epistemology too. So our idea is this is just a screen of our website from Thread, and yeah, I write the living, the authors, and the words. It's really about that. It's really about cosmogony. It's about how we think we are inscribed in the world and how we can change this way to be inscribed. Yeah, I think in the world. So for our our idea is to find to try to make a sort of open research and collaborative design with a sort of semiotic. Semiotic is more about the sign. It's about the sense of what we produce, because language is semiotics, but it's only about the use of some words for determine a sense. But when we produce art or design, we not only produce a language, we produce tools, and we produce a way to interpret the world. It's a little bit the problem with techniques. Is not only just a basic tool. It's more complex. So for that, we have started to build the idea to create a community. Wow. 2 years ago. And we have started a part of that with Theo, who are here today, and in Canada. And so this idea, it was a kombucha applied research project. Normally, we have to present that in Fab 16, I think. Or 15, I don't remember. So, but yeah, it was during the Fab City event in Montreal, but the COVID have make what we know actually. So, but it's really interesting to think about COVID and the question of others and virus and how we live with that. So, what's the kombu? Kombucha is a really complex symbiotic life. It's a mix between mycelium and bacteria, but it's really complex environment. And I think Adrian is more better than me for explaining this type of techniques parts. And the idea of this project was to build some machines, but not like just for make techniques things, but also for just change the way of production and share this way of production. Because for us, kombucha is not only just use the life for produce something, but it's more about you create a new milieu with that, and you have some exchange, and you grow some living things, and you start to just thinking differently with this type of things, and you can produce. In fact, the very interesting things to make a machine is actually the community around kombucha is like separate in two parts: people who drink and people who use cellulose. But the problem, in fact, is not really possible to make the both in the same time, because we need to think about fermenting process, and we need for that to create really complicated a process for that. So it's why we want to work on that with different people and share the way of do that, because for us it's like product a new practical and new knowledge in in artisan, like new artisan. So we have started to work on how that's already exists on that, and read like a lot of academic papers and how is possible to do with that and what we can produce. So I don't speak about the project we have made about the big kombucha because it was used in a contest of design. But it's perspective design, and it's just a part of that. We can see here it's health, and we can use this like a support for medication. It's one of the possible use of bacterial cellulose, but all these things are really possible, but actually only some parts are used by industrial, but is not really is private by some techniques like change the ADN or make a genetic modification of kombucha for change the property of kombucha, but it's not only change the property, it's about create a proprietary sources. So this is some project we have made with kombucha. So we have tried to produce a lot of different leather for see what is possible to do. We have worked on color. We have worked on fermentation. We have a member. We have worked already on how it's possible to use kombucha for make a cheese packaging. And we have also make this big kimono with kombucha for made a medication stuff. Also, we have create some different things more about like just practice, like this one. We have tried to repair share and think about how we can repair something with this type of leather. Like we have found this share in the streets and we have take this share, and after we have started to use leather we have grow and how we can make something with that. And we have make a workshop in Copenhagen about with people who come, and we have give them some kombucha leather, and we have let them to produce their own design. We have just give them some tools and try to find a way to design things. So this is different thing we have done. Maybe Adrien can talk about that if he wants, and me, I can talk about that. It's a serigraphy on kombucha. Because I have tried to work on some artistical projects about cosmogonia and how we think our way to be with this type of bacterial and mycelium and things like this. And we have work on identity and grow too. It's right. We have worked on some mycelium too, but actually it's a little part of what we do. And here actually you see the mycelium part. It's a roots of a mushroom, and this is the mushroom. Mushroom is look like it's like the fruit of the mycelium. It's a little bit more complex, but it's the part Adrien can say more. So this part is another part of the work we have done too. It's the Mycelium Applied Research Program. It's the same idea as kombucha. The idea is to share a process and way to grow mycelium. And Adrien actually are in PhD in Copenhagen on architecture and mycelium. So he managed this part of program, and we have already made some things, but I don't have that image. So the idea of these things we want push is about sustainable world. It's I don't know if you are really use of Pito to Dido. But the idea is, normally when you produce something, all the waste is out. You push it's like external negativity. It's other word for speak about really near approach. But it's how we can change this way to think and maybe try to be more circular, like circular economy, and try to build an ecosystem and symbiosis. Not only work on, tomorrow I want to build a startup on mycelium, but what's the point? What is my use? For what? For who? What is the interest to make this? If it's only for me and maybe 10 people who can use that, because you need to have access of that, or maybe because we use chemical product for maybe have better grow, maybe we have some problem after. So it's a really big actually problem. So no, in other sense, yeah. Okay. So our idea is to work on with all people who want to work with us. We have already worked with artists on the grow big part of kombucha, or for performing, or some food, or some workshop, or work with company who make drinks, and the large part of our community, our engineer and researcher. So curious are welcoming too. We are in a distributed networks. Me, I'm in Paris, but actually Nadja is in Frankfurt, and Adrian is Copenhagen, and Wael is in Amsterdam. Paola is to Bogota. Our teams in Cap Town, and some other people are in other places. But like I have don't good memory, I have forgot. So wow. This is where you can find us. Maybe I can show you just final things. We have our website, so you can find different things on, and like a recipe. And if you want, you can find again this recipe and the different program in our wiki page, wiki factory page actually. So like KFC or carp. I think KFC is a part of the machine because we have worked on that with Théo Chevrier from Canada. So here you can find this drawing of machine, and this is a machine drawn by Théo. And we have started to work on how we can monitoring and try to see how pellicular grows in the kombucha environment, and how we can measure and use that for know when is okay for change the way the liquid. So how that works, you can find here a file, and here everything is accessible. You can download, and actually I think the other part is here. Here you can find like recipe. I think maybe we can see that in this page. Yeah, we have some poster, and this poster is a recipe. You can find the way of how you can make treatment on your kombucha for other waterproof or more stronger, or different thing for keep your kombucha good. So I think for the moment it's enough. I think it's better to answer the question now. Adrian, you want to add something?
Okay. I think you covered it quite nicely, Vivien.
Thanks.
I mean, maybe what we can say about this very drawing that is on the page.
Yes, what is this?
That definitely a bit naive. What I would say is that it's one of the productions. I mean, basically, one of the questions that we try to ask through the kombucha through the practice of kombucha is also the practice of open source. And so obviously this is very naive and like a sort of a 5 minutes or 2 seconds drawing. But in a way, one of the questions that we try, I would say, at least to ask and maybe to answer is, I mean, because when we talk about social inclusion, it's not only okay, so maybe I can rewind a bit and talk about how the use of techniques within third places, productive third places, so from fab labs, but also to hackerspaces, biohackerspaces and such. Eventually, the knowledge that's in open source is mainly formatted and represented at large for experts or for people that have already a background in technical areas, eventually. And more often than not, unfortunately, it regards white males, maybe not over 50, but close to that somehow, unfortunately. So the way the observation that we make, and that we are not the only ones to make, is that open source is not benefiting the people that need that eventually. And here, what we are in presence of with kombucha is a material that is very stiff, so it can withstand. I mean, it has a tensile strength of 15 times leather. So that's, I mean, when I see such number, I'm like, all right, that's worth some interest, I would say, even though it's a bit painful to work with sometimes. And eventually this is, I mean, although the system is known for about 2,000 years of a mystical sort of origin, the use of the pellicles as a raw material is quite unique because, so as I was saying, it's quite performative, but it's also a novel craft. And in this sense, for us as designers, for people that want to ask questions about media eventually, that's interesting environment, because it's like sort of a blank canvas, and not really, but almost somehow. The only sort of things that it has is the fact that it's quite often used within communities, such as what these posters try to infuse as an idea. So yeah, so in a way, it's not like wood. I mean, there is not like thousands of years of craft attached to it. So we can still make whatever we want with that. And for the ones that are interested in the book of Mark Fisher, Capitalist Realism, it's also quite interesting to find other materialities and to develop other materialities with other semiotics or other ideologies that we can start to infuse as designers within them. And that is not only by the material, but also obviously by the practices around it, to the craft, the tools, extract, the way we talk about it. And actually, if some people from the community are interested, part of what we do also as a research is, I mean, part of it is much applied. As you can see, I like linen oil over my hands right now. But it's also about the, I mean, it sounds like a big word, but I would say the theoretical implications of all of this. And eventually, Nadja and I have been working also on this side of things. And we have a paper that's going to be published in a few months, but we can already share the camera-ready version of it because it's been fully accepted. And it's about, I mean, the title of it is Designing the Growth, and talking about alternative materialities. So basically, what we've been doing is looking at the use of growth, of disgust, so to speak, in queer art, and how it's mobilized as a means to, as a political means eventually, as a medium, and how with kombucha we enter maybe not complete research discussed, because I don't know if you can maybe see my camera in the corner of the screen, but eventually these materials are quite nice. This one is very greasy right now, but they are quite nice. But they are very gross during the production period and so on. And yeah, I mean, we've been starting to think about that, especially with Nadja, because, and I mean, obviously also with the community, with Vivien, with his tremendous background in arts and interest for weird things in arts. Yeah, we've been also starting to think quite seriously about it, because whenever we would organize a workshop about it, and I mean, for sure, some people around us, around the table or in the audience, so to speak, digital audience, I've been noticing that with workshops on kombucha, eventually, not on the transformation of the pellicles, the dry pellicles, but on the cultivation of it, people would quite spontaneously give names to it, give names to the strains, without even like being incentivized to do it. And we felt that it was quite interesting, this sort of animist act, or not even sort of, I mean, it's definitely an animist act. And what does it say about the relationship that one starts to develop with the material and obviously its cultivation system? But it's not only a cultivation system. I mean, as everyone around knows, that it's obviously living organisms, and we think that it's quite interesting, this discussion in between a material where we try to find practical uses for this inert material, but also this engagement that we do with something that is maybe gross, but for sure alive in the present state. Yeah, maybe I don't know if that's the last point, but probably I would just like to say that we've been having a workshop that was in the north of Paris, in a city called Saint-Denis, with Freds. So now we are not there anymore, but we have a workshop within Paris. But actually, what was quite interesting about this context was the fact that Saint-Denis is one of the most precarious, one of the poorest cities in France. And it's obviously close to maybe not the richest, but one of the most privileged cities or economical area in France, which is Paris. And eventually it started for us to also foster some reflections on, well, maybe these persons, these inhabitants that have that only 25% of the active population has a degree above the high school, above baccalaureate, which means that some of them have master degrees, some of them have technical degrees, some of them have not, eventually, I don't know, like maybe bachelor or something like that. I mean, it's definitely quite contrasting with Paris, for instance. And what we thought could be interesting is to develop or to try and spread this craft knowledge to these communities, where eventually they could start to take a hold of these quite affordable techniques and develop uses and basically, how do you say that? Competitive advantage, so to speak, as a territory with a novel craft, as we were talking, with all the implications that Vivien and I have been just talking about. So, I mean, the intrinsic precariousness of our organization, because it's distributed and it's volunteer-based and so on, unfortunately did not make it to this point. Also because it's a context where if you fail, eventually your workshop will be burnt. And it's half a joke in a way. And I think Vivien can also testify on that, where social ventures in such context with like lots of precariousness, if they are not in a way honest and really serving the population to the maximum, well, they can be quite rejected, like like an organ donation that does not work in a way. So eventually that's like a context where one would want to be quite prepared, but that is definitely how to, how we perceive fighting inequalities locally could start. And yeah.
Merci. Thank you. Thank you very much. I don't know if there are questions already in the public. I have a little question. One is for Vivian. When you showed the mapping, the mind map, there was one part that it was about health, and there were a couple of applications, and I was wondering what kind of applications are they actually being used or developed for the domain of health. Yeah, specifically support and parsement or filter, because I'm now working with vegetal scaffolds for cellular growth tissue, and I'm looking to different bioplastics and also materials from vegetables, and so on and so forth. And I was wondering if you could maybe tell us a little bit more about it, and then maybe we can jump quickly to Maya's presentation so we don't finish super late.
Yep, okay. Yeah, just for the health, in fact, it's already exists. The part of your placement, je sais plus, aussi, c'est ça? Non?
We can see it, yeah, very well.
Sorry. Yeah, in fact, for the health. Why? Jeanne, elle me coupe mon micro, c'est pas très malin. So, just, yeah, for the health, already medication exists with kombucha. It's not kombucha. En fait, it's...
Sorry, your mic is cat. Has cat.
Yeah, I know that. It's very boring. So,
okay, no problem. Maybe
you, Adrian, you can talk about the problem with medication and kombucha. You know, all already all the patent will exist on that.
Yeah, sorry that you have technical issues. Yeah, well, I mean, I'm not an expert at that, but eventually bacterial cellulose, not kombucha, but bacterial cellulose is being actively used in surgery, especially to make these very tiny Right, I think there is the bot with Jitsi that cuts mic. Or I don't know if there is a... Yeah, I don't know. It's quite
odd. I got a message that said somebody got kicked. That Adrian kicked you, maybe.
Me, because I was not happy about Jan. I don't know, she closed my micro and I don't like that.
Oh yeah, fellow Jitser has been kicked. All right. Thanks, Vivian.
Yeah, thank you. He also muted me. I don't know. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, please. You were saying about stitches for surgery.
Oh yeah. So actually, so this so what this so it's basically medical devices, and it's tiny tubes. Yeah. I don't know, still cuts the mic. Very fine tubes of bacterial cellulose, and eventually, while doing surgery, the surgeons are using it to replace what do you call that? Arteries, like parts of
tissue. Of tissue.
Yeah, of blood vessels. Sorry, the mic keeps cutting. It's and it's to replace them while they are repairing and regrowing eventually. So that's quite advanced. It's in use. I don't know if there is a bot or what, but like every 20 seconds it cuts the microphone.
Yes.
I don't know if it says that Jeanne cuts the microphone. I don't know if this is voluntary or not, but that's not great.
Okay. Maybe we can try and
H, F, and K cut my microphone previously, apparently.
Okay. Maybe we can jump into I'm gonna try and see what's the problem, and if it continues I'm gonna kick him or her out, and maybe we can start with Maya's presentation. I don't know, what do you think?
Okay, but I think we should talk more because
Seems that we all have the issue.
Hey, welcome again.
Yes, maybe I can also talk a bit about the health benefit of kombucha from my perspective. Start a little bit of my presentation. So I will share my screen.
We cannot see the screen yet. So sorry, who is fellow Jitser? Is the bag, or is someone? Maybe there is someone who doesn't know how Jitsi works. No.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, super.
So yeah, if there is no person behind this fellow Jitser that responds, I'm gonna just kick him out.
So
sorry for that. So in the meantime, I don't know if there is... Rachel, you wanted to say something, but it cut eventually.
I can try, I guess. It's just I wanted to know the now it said LMS muted me. I don't know who, but anyway, this capitalist realism book. Who was the author? Is it Mark Fisher?
Mark Fisher, I think.
Okay.
But maybe Vivian can confirm. Ah no, Adrien.
But yeah. The elitism problem is really... It's always difficult to try and get through to everyone and get people to try these things.
Well, in my opinion, there is also another question that I wanted to make, but maybe after, when if Maya, you're ready, you can jump in whenever you are. If not, so the thing is that we always tend to have like a sort of extractivist approach to the modern human, even if so I was saying, like, we have like an extractivist approach to the modern human, Like we use kombucha to produce something else, and in my opinion, it's not like we all do that, right? But we it's a living tissue, and we are talking about care, and I don't know. My doubt is what is the link between care and this sort of post-anthropocentric approach. Like, it's care for humans only, or care also for the living being that we are cultivating? I don't know if I was muted or...
No.
No, you were able to talk.
Oh. So I'm not really able to share my screen so far. Maybe it really is the Russian bot. I don't know. But to talk a bit about care thing is, I'm an artist, but I'm also giving lots of workshops on the topics of fermentation based on culinary. So I try to teach people about kimchi, kombucha, natto, tempeh, and all kinds of things and recipes which are around of the world. And it's funny, like every culture, every nation has recipes on fermentation. And I often like to start my workshop on the topic explaining about kombucha and water kefir as well, which is, in my sense, quite...
That's weird.
You're muted, Maya. I think we should have we have a problem with some kind of bot or bag that is muting us all from time to time. And maybe you can just put your finger on the microphone and just click it.
We could just stop the meeting and then
Okay, I'll keep it on the microphone. I'm here. Apparently Theo is muting me.
No, but I think
no, it's really some
yeah,
hackers, so.
yeah, because for me someone else muted me and different people, so I think it's someone playing. Yeah,
okay.
I think they're having fun. It's
hopefully.
Hopefully someone is having fun with this.
It's social design, huh?
Social design, yes. So, as I said before, usually starting my fermentation workshop talking about kombucha and water kefir as well. I actually have a water kefir here.
Your micro.
Wow, that's super beautiful. Super pink.
Micro.
Your microphone.
You're
Maya.
muted again. Sorry.
So people always ask me what is the origin of kefir, where does it comes from, and with the kombucha, you can take this relevance on it's similar to vinegar, mother of vinegar. So it's something which is naturally grown when water, air, and particles, organic compounds are coming together. And with the water kefir, it's quite strange, like where is the origin? So people...
Voila! What is this? It's really...
If you got kicked out, I think we should restart it all. What do you say? Should we just
Exactly,
redo?
I would also suggest it. Let us restart.
Yes, let's
Okay.
let's try to restart and come back again in a bit. See you on the same link.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah? Okay, see you.
Even from France.
Yeah.
Cool. This is really amazing park. I never saw something like this before.
And now somebody put the contraseña. The people are really a little bit annoying. Well, I mean, sorry for those who are watching from Facebook Live. We will try to meet again in the same place. Somebody put keyboard. Okay. Hi everyone. Hello.
Hey, welcome back.
Hey, the person who put the key password.
Hi everyone.
Hi.
Hello.
Okay, kombucha complotism. Yeah, thank you for that. Okay, perfect. I don't know why you cannot share the screen, but I can try share your website, Maya. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a mycelium attack.
Mycelium attack, that's good. Quorum sensing, right? Het is een bed.
So I'm sharing your screen. I don't know if you
Okay, let me also see if I can share my screen. So far not.
Yeah, this is very cool. The retreat in Clontal.
So this is a bit of my artist practice. Of course, as everybody else, I have many home pages working with. There's also my fermentation practice, which I've been talking before. Like I've been teaching hundreds of people on the arts of fermentation through culinary practice. There's it's called Sonmas, and there's also the practice I do within the network of Hackuarium. We're currently built up a wet lab or a open science.
Again, your micro is mute.
So bacteria finally got settled, and we have this wet lab, which is finally an open science lab.
I'm sharing also the Somas project.
Evan, can you help finding pyjama of Cosimo? It's in his bed. Okay, doing some multitasking by hacker attacks and childcare.
Okay.
So maybe I just talk.
Yes, you can just talk, and I just put images that matches with your talk. I don't know.
Okay. Super multitasking, mutual working in communities. So.
Yeah. Thank you, hackers. You made us really
We're
cool.
there, you're there, we're all there. So what I wanted to say before is like in the beginning of my workshop, I love to talk a lot about kombucha and water kefir. So those strange non-human agencies which are between human and non-human. So I always say like I'm very much inspired by Lynn Margulis' philosophy of co-symbiosis and that we
Muted.
continuously muted.
Sorry. It was
So-
just a few seconds.
Okay. So how within the Anthropocene, also talking about Donna Haraway and the Zulocene, that we have to take away the centric view of humans being superior, so in a way of neo-Darwinism. And I always see that Lynn Margulis has this alternative view of that there is also other.
Muted. Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
A small proposal. Maybe we will just switch to Zoom. I'm going to generate a link and put it to Hackuarium. What do you think?
Yeah, the limit of open source.
Exactly.
Well, yeah, this is
But,
this is live, and
Exactly.
we can
We could try at least because I'm very interested in presentation and yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
just a second.
we find a really guy who has no, just all the time to lost.
No.
No.
Okay. Yeah, so maybe we can switch to Zoom. Sorry for that. That was yeah, so the guy just left. Okay.
No, I can.
I even proposed also to use a BBB.
Wait, what is that?
BBB, big blue button.
Okay. Can you send us a link to that? Please?
Yes, just a second.
Yeah, Rachel. Thanks for the suggestion to use Zoom. We will think about it for next time.
I already generated.
BBB is the open source answer.
Yes, there is always a
Many options.
possibility.
That's true. Yeah.
But yeah, so
Maya.
okay. Super.
Just in case I put a link.
Can you put it on Facebook in the event in Hackuarium?
I hope yes, but I'm not subscribed to Hackuarium.
Okay, so we gonna.
You can copy it from Slack and put it to the event because it's already in the
Okay.
Slack.
See you in a